Today is day 7, a full week in our 30-day ephemera challenge. An accordion tag, a one-page wonder. You will get 2 tags out of 1 piece of paper. Let's go. This is another mass make, making ephemera together. This is cardstock. These are digitals, but you do not have to use digitals. You can use heavier paper pad paper for this project. I have chosen to coffee dye the back of my cardstock. Paper pad paper takes coffee dyeing very well. So if you like that look of coffee dyed paper, then go ahead and coffee dye the paper pad cardstock. These pages are 10.5 inches by 8 inches. This one is 10 inches by 8 inches. So somewhere around the 10 to 10.5 inch mark will be perfect. And then the other side needs to be 8 inches. The easiest way that I have found to fold this is to turn it over and fold end to end and give it a crease. Open it back up. I'm going to highlight this so it's a little easier to see. Now take this end and fold it to the center fold, but not quite on the fold, just a little bit off. Just so you're still able to fold it and it doesn't bind. Now I need to turn mine around this way because I'm right-handed and take this end and fold it on the opposite side of that center fold line. Close, but not on top. Now you'll have something that looks like this. Now, because this is mass make, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my other papers, and I need to fold them too. This is my smaller one. It's only 10 inches across instead of 10.5 inches. It'll work out just fine. So I'm going to fold end to end. And then I'm fold this in to the center, crease. Fold this in to the center and crease. You get the idea. I'll fold this one off camera. Now I have all 3 of mine folded. In most of my journals, my ephemera, the longest piece, is really about 5 inches. I feel like that's a really nice size for me to put on a page in my journal and then leaving a little bit of extra space to decorate around it. You'll want to mark your folded pieces at 5 inches. And with my guillotine, I'll cut at the 5-inch mark. Now I have 2 pieces. I'm going to set this aside as I cut my other 2. In no time at all, 3 pieces of cardstock has now turned into 6 pieces of ephemera. At least it's starting to look like a piece of ephemera. This is a wonderful piece of ephemera that you can use in your journals for extra journaling space. When I look at my piece, I like to have my fold open up like a door. The very first fold right here is on the left-hand side, so it opens like a door. And then you can go ahead and pull it all the way out. But we first need to do a little trimming, just so we can make it look more like a tag. Using my corner rounder, I want to corner round the bottom of my tag. So look at your tag and see what side you want to be your first page or your front of your tag. I have an option of this, or I have an option of this, because I want to keep true to the fold being on the left and the opening like a door. I like this side the best. So that means all of these corners down here are going to be rounded, not only on this side, but also on this side. So I'm going to place them into my little corner rounder machine, and I'll round all the corners. Even that folded corner you need to round. Now your tag's going to look something like this. Right here at the top corners, I have another little tool that will help me get these corners taken down in this shape without having to take the piece and turn it over and put it on this side. So I'm going to take the corner off of the top. And once again, even where there's a fold, you're going to do that. Oh my goodness, with just a couple of snips on our corners, we've already made it look just like a tag. I love how that looks. I love the little scallop effects on the bottom. And you guessed it, I'm going to have to do this to all of these. So I've prepared all of my tags, all of my accordion tags. And this is the stage where if you ink, you're going to ink up all of it. Not only this side, including the folds, but this side as well. If you like to sew your ephemera pieces, this is where you can open it all the way up and you can sew all the way around the edge. I'll do a couple of them that way, just so you can see the difference on how it looks with sewing with your machine or with keeping it plain. This was the page that was just a little bit smaller than these two pages, and I really can't tell that it made a lot of difference. This looks like an awful lot to decorate at one time. After we put the basics on these pieces, you can place them into a folder or a box and then go to them looking for, maybe you're making a blue journal or maybe you're making a pink journal, and you can select the pieces in this base stage without the decoration on it, and then you can decorate it very quickly because you don't have to fold and you don't have to ink and you don't have to cut all the corners. And it makes sure journal making goes so much smoother. So you don't have to finish decorating all your pieces to have a nice stash of different types of ephemera. I've inked them all up and I chose to sew the pink one. And I wanted to show you that when you sew it, you don't have to be perfect. You see, I'm not perfect. I just kind of went around it free-handed. So there, I just think it's so cute when you sew it. But then again, it is just as cute if you don't sew it. My example that I made, I didn't sew it, and it turned out really cute. As promised, I went through my Tim Holtz pieces and I found what I think I would like to put on the front of my accordion tags. So we know we're going to do the pink ones together. Now this one here, I could either use this or I could use a butterfly. I haven't really decided. And then it's pretty interchangeable for the smaller one as well. I could use any of these for the small one too. So the blue one I'm going to set aside for now. I'll decide on that later. And let's concentrate on these. Now first, I'd like to soften this white by just running my sponge over the picture itself. And I don't find that it comes off. I rubbed it, so I think it's fine. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one while I've got my sponge in my hand. I also have a piece of lace that I think I'd like to actually place down first, down towards the bottom of the tag. By using these Tim Holtz pieces, it really will help you decorate and make it go much faster for you. Before we get any further, on the larger tag here, I chose to put a hole in the top and I added a sari silk bow. On the smaller one, I didn't put anything. It's pretty small. You could add a tab at the top. That would be an option as well. Just giving you a few ideas. I'm going to choose not to put anything at the top of my small one. Now, our closure is going to be basically a rectangle. Mine happen to be labels that I printed on cardstock. You could also use a piece of plain cardstock, cut it in a rectangle shape, and then you could use your stamps and stamp on it. You don't have to have a label for a closure. You can make your own. For the smaller tags, obviously, I'm going to use a smaller label. And for my larger tag, it's going to be a larger label. Take your label and fold it in half. If you ink, you want to ink that. And we're going to want to find the center, which is right here, and slip it underneath all of it. This is going to keep your accordion tag held together. You can glue this on now and kind of decide where you want your picture to go. So with your glue, you're going to want to add it to the side of the folded rectangle and glue it down. You are not gluing this side down, the front, only the back. I think I want this one, but I am not sure. Maybe something smaller. I probably should ink it first before I glue it down. And then find my center and slip it underneath. And then I'm just going to turn it over. And then I know exactly where I'm going to glue it. So I'm going to glue on my piece. And I'm going to glue the piece on my large one too. The next step that we want to do is on the tall one, or your bigger tag, I'm going to put a hole here. I'm going to use my ribbon punch, but you can use a standard hole punch. That will be fine. So when you punched your hole, you just want to punch it on the first little, well, I'm going to call it a page, the folded area, the first one. And then you're able to add your bow. It won't affect you being able to open up your accordion tag. I'm going to cut my streamers fairly short, and I'm going to tack them down. That way it will stay in place. We're going to need to place a hole so we can add our cording to tie up our accordion tag. This is when I'm going to use my very small hole punch. Don't punch your hole too close to the edge. Something like this. I'm going to use a paper clip to hold mine closed while I take my baker's twine and place it through the hole. Now, there's so many different ways that you can do this. You could go ahead and put a knot here, or you could leave it like this and just wrap one around one way and wrap the other around the other way and give it a tie. That's way too much. And I always like to put a knot at the end of my baker's twine because it will unravel. That's so cute. That is absolutely adorable. I might add a little bit of flat back pearls on this one. And then I'm going to tie this one up. I think they're both absolutely adorable. Our one-page wonder and our 7th day of a 30-day ephemera challenge. Using those Tim Holtz pieces, you can quickly decorate your tags. Whether it's the large one or the small one, they will work for both sizes. Adding just a little bit of lace, maybe some flat back pearls, and a sari silk tie, you have got a gorgeous piece with lots and lots of journaling space inside. It's thin enough that it will pop into a pocket, clip it on a page, or slip it in a belly band. I hope that you are following along in my 30-day challenge. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.